Welcome back to Our World with Black Enterprise. With the U.S. divorce rate over 50%, more people are questioning if real love still exists. Here to help us discuss this are Mona Scott Young, executive producer of VH1's Love and Hip Hop, Jimmy Briggs, co-founder and executive director of the Man Up campaign, and Esther Armah, international journalist and radio host. Thank you all for joining us. This is such an interesting topic, right? Love, or even black love, right? I mean, does it exist?
I'd like to think so.
I think it's outrageous. I have to just say this. Every time we talk about black love, it's from a point of crisis. It's died, it's dead, it's been buried, it's in a wake, there's an obituary. It's always done and over. I'm like, have you met the President of the United States of America and his wife, Michelle Obama? Clearly, black love doesn't just exist, it thrives, it moves, it evolves.
So why are we getting divorced all the time?
Well, it's not just, and let's just be clear, it's not just black folk. The divorce rate across America is one thing, and when you don't separate and think about the totals in terms of the black community, there's always this picture of doom and gloom, and that inaccuracy, it feeds that crisis notion, and it's always in this point of black love is dead.
Well, that's what it seems like. I mean, what do you say, Jimmy? I mean, the divorce rates are high. People they're writing books about it. There's stories about it. I mean, is black love alive? And if not,
I think it is alive. But you know, they used to say that a sniffle in the larger community is a cold in the black community. And I think you know, the divorce rate, it is a national trend across all groups. But in the black community, I see this as a crisis because I think we're seeing less and less models for positive black relationships, long-term black relationships, or marriage in our community.
Are those the same thing, though? Positive relationships and marriage?
Well, I mean, I think I agree in the fact that there aren't many images for them to look at and to follow. You know, you're right, the Obamas certainly are one now, and I think our only other example were the Cosbys. You know,
and they ain't even
other
real.
than that, they weren't that many in between. So, you know, when you look at the young folks today, and we certainly know that, you know, when in their own lingo and their music, you don't really hear stories of love. You hear lots of talk about sex and about hooking up and hitting that, but there isn't real talk about relationships and everything that comes with that.
What is real love? Esther, you're an expert. Yes. That's why you're here.
Give us the secrets.
All y'all experts. What is real love?
But I think that's part of the challenge, is that marriage has been defined as the only way and form in which love, healthy love, happens. And the absence of marriage equals the death of love, especially when it comes to black communities. And because it is defined in those terms, then it's always going to be a crisis.
Yeah.
Whereas actually black people have always formed families in order to get through those difficult times that are about supporting one another, that are about community. We create community everywhere we go. So part of what I argue is that it's actually just the same way we had a civil rights movement, a social justice movement, a women's rights movement. We need an emotional justice movement.
Emotional justice.
Exactly, and what I mean by that is...
What does that sound like?
But what I mean by that is that emotionality is a priority. That it is important for us to learn about the construct of a healthy emotional self. In the same way that you give priority to your education and to your job, you would never expect to move in the world without doing some work. And yet when it comes to love and the family and relationships, our argument is always, well, you just have to take me as I am. Just take me as I am, no work, as broken down as I may be, and that is the most that you're going to get. And then that is celebrated. Exactly. And that is celebrated in pop culture, reality TV again and again. The brokenness is also celebrated, and the craziness is celebrated.
Well, let's talk about that popular TV, popular culture thing, because one of the things you do is produce a show that offers a different representation of black love and black relationships, right?
Well, you know, it was important for me in doing the show to show that there are so many different sides to these relationships. I think especially as it relates to the relationships in the entertainment community. You know, people know what they read in the tabloids, and it's usually just the sensational headlines, and you don't really stop to think about the fact that these are people that behind their closed doors go through the same things that we go through, you know, suffer the same insecurities, have to go through the same process of working on their relationship. So it was an opportunity to show that, you know, these guys who you see on the stage doing all of these different, you know, they go home to real women who make demands on their time, who make demands on them in terms of the relationship, and they have to work at it like every other man. It isn't all...
But in that idea of work that you and Esther talk about is a key thing here, that behind the scenes, people are working at love and they're working at relationships.
Absolutely.
You know, but somehow that's not cool. You know, Jimmy, why is it so difficult for it to be cool or accepted for men to work at relationships, to work at love, to work at romance?
For men, especially men of color, we tend to run away or be wary of those discussions. Those discussions are expressing our emotions, our sensitivity, what hurts us, the changes we have to make inside. And
why is that?
I think it goes to, I think it's a mix of race, gender, and class issues. I think society has told us, and we have adopted this viewpoint, that if we go to that place within ourselves, we talk about our hurts, our wounds, our weaknesses, and what we have to change, we're told we're soft, we're weak, we're not a man, we're less than a man, we're not holding it down, we're not being strong. So even if we need to go to those places to heal ourselves, we don't. We fall into these traps that are both destructive to us and our relationships and the people around us.
Seems like all of you are speaking to this notion of healing and sort of crafting these spaces where we can heal and grow and really become better partners for somebody else. Final thought, where do those spaces emerge? How do we create those kind of spaces?
For me, it begins with acceptance, acceptance and confidence in both yourself and your partner. I think only then can you both come to a place where you can work on each other, work on yourselves, work on your relationship.
I think the spaces are created, but where we make them. I think it has to be a holistic response. Situations like this, but we also talk in schools, we talk in churches, we talk amongst our friends in the barbershop. Wherever we are, where we have comfort, that's where we talk about issues such as love.
I think when we are willing to create the space where we can talk about those uncomfortable, difficult truths, that's how we know we're moving forward. I know through the event that I do, that's what that's about, that we want safe spaces to talk about the emotional things that are hard and that hurt, but that help us grow and move us forward. We want them, we hunger for them, we come when they're created, so we can have more of them and move forward and be winners in love.
Well, winning at love is a major priority for our community, and you all are giving us a lot to think about. Mona, Jimmy, Esther, thank you so much for being here. If you have a topic that you'd like us to cover, email us at ourworld@blackenterprise.com. Up next, a Paralympic medalist who's defying the odds.
You can make it right. You can have the strength and the courage to come back and make choices and do the work to make your life better.